What's up, everybody? So we've got some bad news. In this video, we're going to be breaking down all of the roller coasters that you, or anyone else, will never get to ride again. Well, most likely not. All of these roller coasters that we're about to list are SBNO, which means standing but not operating. And for one reason or another, we do not see these operating ever again. And some of these will be controversial and may upset you. Well, that's just the way it goes sometimes, right?
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Let's not freak out, people. Talking about roller coasters here.
But not to worry, guys. This entire video will not be negativity. After we get through this list, we will be listing some roller coasters that are standing but not operating that we do have hope will be open in 2025 or sometimes in the near future. So we will be able to get on these again. Phew.
Oh, they'll be open.
Yes. Oh, they better be. So positivity at the end. Stay tuned.
Alrighty, let's jump in with the roller coasters that nobody's ever going to get to ride again. First up, Superman Escape from Krypton at Six Flags Magic Mountain. After the whole King of Cod debacle, it's very apparent that the new Six Flags doesn't care about you or the coasters that you love, and they will just close any ride they deem not worth the upkeep and the maintenance. And no, they'll do it with no warning whatsoever. Superman has barely operated in 2024 and seems to be a prime time candidate to be up next on the chopping block here for good old Six Flags. For the last few years, this thing has certainly been down more than it's been up. Parts are extremely tough to get for this, and it's just a genuinely unpopular ride in that park, with so many other roller coasters there.
Maybe it's unpopular because it's never open.
Touché.
So if we had to guess, Superman has given his last ride to guests. And while it is possible that the drop tower portion of this could hopefully be saved, it does seem unlikely because Zumanjaro was not saved in the King of Cod debacle that we just mentioned. Magic Mountain does have a roller coaster plan for the year of 2026, so it's very possible they might use this plot of land for that.
So it's a nice plot of land they got there, so yeah, why not? All right, up next, heading to Sin City and Desperado at Buffalo Bills Resort and Casino. This ever so photogenic aerodynamics hypercoaster has not seen any riders since 2019. We honestly think the only reason it's still standing is because it would be very expensive to remove this, especially considering that it intertwines with the building itself, and also because of how massive of a coaster it is.
Might be a load-bearing coaster for all we know.
Whole
building might topple down.
That's a load-bearing coaster, sir. You can't remove that. It was designed with the building. Yeah. And another reason, even though it's not running technically, it looks pretty cool still.
Yeah.
Cooler than if a roller coaster wasn't there.
Might as well keep it. It's definitely a conversation piece.
Yeah, maybe you could trick guests into staying there that think it might be open. I don't know.
It's been closed for 5 years.
Yeah. Aerodynamics being a defunct manufacturer doesn't help the case either. If they were ever going to try to get this reopened again, it would cost a pretty penny. We're talking full retrack here. This thing was apparently very, very rough. And 5 years of just sitting there, it's going to be a lot rougher now if it does open, so yeah.
Next on the list is Flash Vertical Velocity at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. There aren't a lot of intimate impulse coasters left, and it looks like Flash is the next one on the chopping block. And this is unfortunate because this one has a unique spike that is not quite vertical. This hasn't operated since last January, and it is very clear that Six Flags is kind of like slashing and burning where they don't see fit to maintain.
They've gone full purge on us.
They're going full purge. We're thinking if all else fails, maybe you could disassemble this thing and ship the parts over to either Valley Fair or Dorney Park and save the last two impulse coasters that are left, because they are cool and we don't want to see them go completely extinct.
Yeah, maintenance nightmares, but they're really fun rides, so yeah, keep those two around as long as you can. All right, up next we're heading to Lakemont Park in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Haven't heard any news out of there recently.
Nope, not at all. Don't Google it.
We actually have two roller coasters in danger here. Both operated through the 2023 season, but at the start of 2024, the park announced that neither one would be operating that year. And honestly, it looks like the park has not been putting in much effort to maintain these roller coasters over the last several years, so that's not a good sign. First, we have Skyliner, a PTC Woody that was relocated here in the 1980s.
However, that's not even the worst of it. This park is home to Leap the Dips, the oldest roller coaster in the whole world. This slice of history was built in 1902 and was only able to operate so long from charitable donations from several organizations. One of those was ACE, which donated a lot throughout the 90s and the 2000s to restore the coaster and keep it in proper running conditions. We believe the only way that this can continue running is through that same route of charitable donations, and any organization that would like to do that would have to work with the park directly, who doesn't exactly seem too keen on keeping this thing operating, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to it's like they want it to rot into the ground or something like that. It's really weird.
Right? This milestone, this piece of history, this thing that would bring tourists there, you would think.
You're really hoping that somebody can pull through somewhere and just not let this thing die because of the historical significance. This is the oldest roller coaster in the world.
I'd like to say I got on it when I haven't yet, so please, somebody save this thing. So now we'll be talking about Six Flags Fiesta Texas and Six Flags Over Georgia, where we've unfortunately got a double whammy here.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Oh.
Whammy. So we're talking about the Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster.
Trash.
Apparently. These Pescetti Bowl attractions were so hyped and could not even operate an entire year. The version over Fiesta Texas even derailed, which is a disaster. But we don't think it's as bad as waiting in line at the one in Georgia. Look at this queue. Put up some freaking umbrellas. This is absurd.
I'd rather be on the derailed one, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be over faster.
Yeah. I would not want to be waiting in that thing in the Georgia heat. Are you kidding me, Six Flags? Yeah, both of these opened in late 2023 and couldn't even make it a full year before they both went down.
That's real bad.
Yeah. Skyline does not seem to be too keen on building roller coasters. Well, Six Flags, that's what you get when you try to buy a roller coaster from a chili company.
Yeah, stick to chili, I guess. Right, so now we're headed over to Marineland to discuss Dragon Mountain. Like Lakemont Park, the rides at Marineland did not operate during the 2024 season, and it actually has been sold, but to whom, we do not know. But with new ownership, we're hoping that this is a step in the right direction. If you are unaware, Marineland actually does have a dark history with the mistreatment of their animals. There have been something like 16 beluga whale deaths there since 2019, and, new ownership could not have come soon enough. So, please start doing the right thing.
There are some rumors of the new ownership being Herschend, the family that owns Silver Dollar City, Dollywood, Kentucky Kingdom, and that would be absolutely amazing if true.
That's like a 180, honestly, from what they were doing before.
It would be great to see this Niagara Falls Park in the hands of some competent people that could get these animals to safety somewhere, rehabilitate them, and create a beautiful, wonderful theme park like their other ones.
Exactly.
And then maybe we'd actually like to visit there. Niagara Falls is not that far away from us.
Exactly,
so.
And it is really nice, but with that history, I really just don't want to be associated with it right now.
Exactly, yeah. And even if it is Herschend buying this place, Dragon Mountain is a very old aero looping coaster at this point, 40 years. And we're not sure how much investment anybody's going to really want to put into it. We believe it's done for good, but hopefully the park has a bright future and can hopefully turn into something a lot better than it is right now.
Exactly. Yeah, you can really only go up from here.
Tech, there could be nothing there. I know it'd be an improvement on Marineland.
Yes. Moving on to Sidewinder at Elitch Gardens. This is a relocated aero shuttle loop coaster, and as you can tell, there's a lot of arrows on this list.
Yeah. Defunct.
Mm-hmm. This originally opened in 1980 at Magic Springs in Arkansas and was moved to Elitch Gardens in 1990. Then this was actually deconstructed and rebuilt when Elitch Gardens moved to a new location in the 1995 season.
Lots of construction, lots of deconstruction. Not so good for a coaster. Yeah.
Yep. This coaster has had no riders since 2022, and even when it was operating, it had a lot of downtime. The only way we can see this coming back to life is if the park sells it to someone else. These old aero shuttle coasters are all but extinct, and the only one in the country is Diamondback in Frontier City, and that doesn't look to have a bright future either, unfortunately.
All right, up next we have Pterodon Flyers at Islands of Adventure. I'm seeing now how Pterodon is spelled, and should I be pronouncing this Pteranodon? No, right?
No one's ever said that. That is never how I've heard anyone at the park, anyone in a vlog ever say Pterodon Flyers. I think we've just been missing a syllable of this word.
So I've been saying it wrong my whole life. It's Pteranodon?
I guess we've all been saying it wrong. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time I've seen it, I guess.
Yeah, the NO has always been silent for me. Pterodon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And maybe it is. I don't know. Dinosaur words are weird. It starts with a P that you don't say. So
Pteranodon. I gotta Google this.
Pteranodon.
Pteranodon.
This is how you say it.
I gotta Google this, guys.
Pteranodon.
Wow.
Pteranodon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, my mind is pretty blown right now. Maybe it's better it's closing because we've all said it wrong for so long. I'd like to believe if I saw this word, I would have been saying it right the whole time, but apparently not.
Yeah, I've never really seen it written out.
It's like we all heard one person say it like 20 years ago, and we're like, that's it.
And they just forgot the
Middle syllable.
middle syllable. Pteranodon? Crazy.
That changes everything. You heard it here first, probably.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that it's not opening again, and now I don't want it to open again. This is just too much confusion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, the suspended family coaster at Camp Jurassic has evaded me my entire life. First time I was at Iowa, I was about 11 years old, and I thought I was too cool for it at that point, because I was a big boy and didn't need some silly little children's coaster. And now I'm not even allowed to go on it without a kid. And since we're childless, I'd have to kidnap somebody else's, and that becomes a whole thing.
That's a whole thing. And they don't let dogs on it because that is our kid.
Right? Like, so,
Lame.
yeah, it's never gonna happen, so they might as well just close it anyway. Who cares?
If we can't get on it, what's the point?
But apparently this was manufactured by Cedar Point, and they've only built 4 roller coasters ever. And the piece that broke is, like, not like a basic piece, and if Universal hasn't been able to figure this out all year, and like this has been closed for a long time now, they may just be giving up on it, I think. Yeah, after Epic Universe is constructed and they turn their focus back to the other parks, I could see this going like kind of along with all of Camp Jurassic, maybe revamp it into something else.
And it is a capacity nightmare too. It doesn't really fit a lot of people on it, and when you are discounting half of your guests, I guess, from even getting on it, it's, yeah, an issue.
Yeah. It's like 2 people per train, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And one of them has to be a grown-up and one of them has to be a kid, I think. So
I wonder if they let 2 grown-ups on and that's how it broke.
probably.
Probably.
Fat asses on pteranodon flyers. Pteranodon.
Pteranodon. Oh my god.
I'm not over that.
No.
My night is ruined. I judge us all for not catching this earlier.
How do you guys pronounce it? Let us know in the comments below. It's pteranodon, right? It's always been pteranodon.
Right? We're not making that up. We're not rewriting history here.
All right, let's try to continue, I guess, but I'm shell-shocked.
Pretty distracted. Speaking of shell shock, up next we've got Shellraiser at Nickelodeon Universe. And this one really hurts to talk about. Ugh. This is the world's steepest coaster, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter with a 121.5 degree drop. Themed, of course, to the coolest mutated turtles you've ever met.
Damn right. Let's say that again. It's a Gerstlauer Eurofighter themed to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It doesn't get cooler than that. No. I'm sorry.
So this hasn't operated since last January, and there are very clear structural issues going on. We can see a hole is cut out of the track and the support right here.
Not ideal, yeah.
Wouldn't want to get on that. And although that is a lot of damage, it seems like it could be something they could fix. Fury 325 had a crack in a support, and they fixed that in about basically a short amount of time for being such a mammoth of a coaster.
Yeah, it was like a few months.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say.
We aren't sure if, since it's in a mall, if fixing it would mean having to shut down the whole park, having to shut down sections of the mall, which, I don't know, that's not up to the other stores and restaurants and stuff in the way. They can't just close because a roller coaster needs to be fixed. So I think it's much more complicated than we're looking at it at face value, unfortunately.
Because, yeah, Gerstlauer is an active manufacturer, and they could build the parts to replace whatever's broken on this thing.
Exactly.
And, like, I'm just thinking, like, is it possible that besides this one piece of track and support, there's other structural issues?
It's possible. Maybe it's not even that. It might just be the location of the coaster itself, which kind of sucks that that's what's holding it back. But, again, we have no idea. This is just speculation.
Yeah, so we really don't know, but just the fact that it's been about a year now and nothing has been done is a bit troubling, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. And probably the best ride there. So
it's the reason we haven't gone this year.
Exactly. You're like, we're not going to go if it's not open. And this thing it's an hour away from us. This is basically our home park.
Nickelodeon Universe is our home park here, and we haven't been this year because their star attraction is closed.
It's not worth it.
For those prices, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, all things are just pointing to the end for this record-breaking, beautifully themed, awesome roller coaster.
Why does this keep happening?
It's because it's green.
This is green, the green omen.
Green coasters in New Jersey are just having a rough time.
Yeah, it's a tough time to be a green coaster. Well, shall I say, it's not easy being green in New Jersey.
Alrighty, guys, the bad news is over. We made it through.
Whew.
That was rough, right?
That was rough. Especially, I just found out how to say pteranodon.
That was that was the worst of it all.
That was the worst of it all.
My whole life has been a lie.
Mm-hmm.
But these next coasters are also SBNO, but we're pretty sure that they'll be opening at some point soon. We hope. Starting off with Rampage at Alabama Adventure. This looks to be a fantastic CCI wooden roller coaster that was built in 2001 and went SBNO in 2023. My major concern for this roller coaster is that the water park there is actually what brings in the money. Like, there's nobody ever in the dry park, so that's a bit scary. That being said, this is an awesome looking roller coaster, and I think the park does care about it. And we have a secret source. Can't tell you who it is, don't want to get him in trouble. But he's saying that it's on track to be opening in 2025.
Moving on to Steel Curtain at Kennywood. All right, hopefully they can figure out a way to break the curse on the plot of quicksand that they decided to build this roller coaster on.
What an idea.
Yeah. We got to get this 9 inversion coaster back operating. The park does seem optimistic that they will get it open again, but this is also the same park that sold season passes for the 2024 season under the guise that their best roller coaster would be open. Not cool, guys. Does look like they are putting in a lot of work on this, so we are hopeful for the 2025 season.
All right, up next we have Montezoomas Revenge at Knott's Berry Farm. This Schwarzkopf shuttle loop has been SBNO since 2022, and every single day we just hear something different about it. Like one day it's like, oh, it's getting refurbishment. Next day, oh, project canceled. And next day, oh, it's on again, off again. Like, can you just choose?
Happy, sad, happy, sad.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
So anyway, we decided to flip a coin. That coin landed on tails, so naturally it's going to be reopening in 2025.
Get excited.
It's Montezuma, the Forbidden Fortress.
Right, heading over to SeaWorld San Diego for Journey to Atlantis. We would say that this one is the least to worry about. It is experiencing some downtime, but that is for just like basic refurbishment and maintenance. So basically doing what they should be doing it anyways.
It was planned.
Yep.
Everything
Planned.
is good to go.
Nobody freak out.
And finally, we're heading to our favorite talking point here on the channel, Cedar Point and Top Thrill 2.
Whew.
My goodness.
It's the first time hearing about it.
Even if Zamperla does monumentally screw up this entire thing and can't figure it out, we don't think Cedar Point and Six Flags in general will give up on this, or hopefully not anyway, after what they did to King Ka and took that away from us.
Exactly. And I mean, what a huge investment. You can't just like say forget about it.
Yeah, like you've got to get this thing
You gotta
working.
fix it.
And I don't think they would be past the point of just getting on their knees and begging Intimate to just come in and fix this thing once and for all. Hopefully it doesn't come to that and Zamperla can figure this out. I did see recent photos of it testing earlier today, actually.
Oh, okay. Hopeful.
Yeah, but
Maybe not.
I wouldn't necessarily get your hopes just because of that. But maybe...
Too late. Already happened.
It's open!
It's open!
But, yeah, maybe we get an announcement soon, I hope, because, like, we're almost at 2025 here, folks, and we got, like, what, 5-6 months until Cedar Point's opening day?
I think it's been, like, radio silence lately. I feel like they're almost trying to sweep it under the rug and hope people forget about it, but that thing is 400 feet into the sky. You can see it miles away. I mean, we're not going to forget about it.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to forget about it as long as it's still physically there.
Exactly. You could put like a big sheet over it. Like, don't worry about what's back here.
But hopefully Zamperla figures this out and everything's good to go. All right, well, there you have it. The SBNO coasters that won't be opening ever again and the ones that will be opening again. Which coasters do you think we're right about? Which ones are we wrong about? Have we forgotten anything notable here? Let us know. All right, we know this video was kind of a bummer, but if you're looking for something more enlightening and happier, check out the all-new top 20 roller coasters for 2025 video we just made. That should be somewhere here, I think.
Click there for hope.
Click here for hope.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.